Unlike VFR flights where a GNSS receiver is a supplement to navigation, it is crucial for a pilot preparing an IFR flight to effectively handle the instruments. Time spent on ground training, preferably with the manufacturer's training software, is definitely worthwhile because a GNSS receiver with a S-Bass extension can serve as the primary navigation for an IFR flight. The good news is that the controlling logic of a wide family of Garmin instruments is virtually identical, and the G1000 only adds intuitive shortcuts on the function keys to the small GNS 430W. The same applies to other manufacturers such as Bendix King or Evidyne. One of the first tasks to learn is the Direct To function, followed by entering the flight plan and the subsequent activities such as saving the plan, copying, editing, inverting and deleting a route. It is useful to know that if a new waypoint is entered using Direct To during an active flight plan, then navigation will end upon reaching this point. In contrast, upon reaching the point, which is already a part of the flight plan after applying the Direct To function again, the navigation continues to the next points in the scheduled route. This is one of the ways to skip points. A special function is navigation to the nearest airfield. It pays to learn all the ways that lead to its activation and have it properly set. It makes little sense to display nearest heliports to a plane. Similarly, it is necessary to distinguish the load and activate functions that are offered when selecting the approach. Using load will append the approach at the end of the active flight plan. This makes sense when the destination airport is far away and it is necessary to reach it by a specified route. The activate function also adds an approach to the end of the active plan, but the navigation will start directly to the first point of the approach chosen. This is fine, for example, in a situation where the pilot is cleared directly to the initial approach fix. However, it is always necessary to monitor the active point and check the sequence of the procedure's individual waypoints and their place in the flight plan. Before selecting an RNAV GNSS approach, it should be clear what minimums are usable and most beneficial at the given time. There are situations where worse meteorological conditions favor the use of non-precision LNAV approach over LNAV VNAV or LPV. It should not be automatically expected that an approach with LPV minima has the lowest decision height. If the horizontal route of LNAV approach avoids an obstruction, it may have a lower MDA than the LPV approach, which must be straight. The requirements for visibility should be assessed equally. Some LNAV-VNAV approaches have a relatively high decision height due to a larger protected area. The requirement for higher RVR develops from this. The use of a combined or purely RNAV GNSS approach in a modern equipped aircraft often puts quite different demands on the pilot than when flying by ground-based radio navigation aids in an aircraft with legacy instruments. The training must correspond to this.